Right, let's have a look and see what's in the bag. No. Oh, that's not good.
So there's the... So I'm pretty confident the new TV will go straight onto this mount. Take out these nice black screws.
The nice black screws. I suppose the nasty black screws. Wouldn't it be lovely if they just line up immediately?
Well, I think it will do that. I'd love a little bit of engineering.
We've made the decision not to go away this weekend. We're actually trying to get away more
Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday. And if we keep going away at the weekends, we're not going to get that kind of routine. So
it's very hard to break that link of going away at weekend.
Yeah.
When you've been working all your life and weekends are when you go away, it's very hard to...
The mindset, isn't it? It's the mindset of we don't have to do weekends.
Treating your Monday as the weekend.
When we got the van, it had a TV in it. And although we're not massive TV watchers, we do kind of like to chill out in the evening, especially as we've had the van all through winter. So we have got a TV, but we've only got a limited amount of space where the TV goes. It's in a drop-down cabinet, and the Avtex that's in there is 19-inch. We were looking for a 19-inch smart TV, but they were quite expensive. And actually, it's quite hard to justify. I think the Avtex was sort of £400 for a TV, a smart TV. And whilst we know Avtex are a good make, they've not let us down with the Wi-Fi, and it's an Avtex TV that's in there. We were still finding it quite hard to justify spending £400 on a TV that we watched for an hour in the evening. So we actually did a little bit of, I did a bit of research, and we went for a cheaper make, which was the Cello, but they seem to have pretty good reviews.
When we were at that Yorkshire show, we looked at some brand new campervans, and they all had cellos.
Yeah, a lot of them had
cellos. You're talking 90 to £100,000 brand new campervans, and they were using cello, so it must be good enough for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we bought. So that's what we're going to unbox today. And then what I'm going to do is film you fitting it. We've no idea how easy it's going to be to swap them over, although you probably don't worry about these things. I don't have a very technical brain, so even changing a toilet roll feels like a challenge. And you probably agree with that because I rarely do it.
Yes.
So shall we have a look at it?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We've never done an unboxing, so here we go. Let us know, by the way, if you've got a TV in your van, what have you got and are you happy with it? So this is the one we bought. I can't remember the price. I should have checked on this.
191, I think.
That sounds about right, yeah. It was about £100 cheaper than the Falcon and about £150, £200 cheaper than the Avtex.
Okay.
There we go. Right, let's see what we've got. It's well packed, that's for sure. That's obviously the stand.
Very light.
Is it? Let me have a feel. I've just put it. Oh my word, it is. The stand is way heavier than the TV.
So clearly all black plastic.
Is it deeper? I think it might be a bit deeper than the Avtex one we've got.
I don't know.
Or maybe not.
But feeling the weight of it, there's hardly any metal in it. Definitely some there. So what have we got? We've got a digital audio out. We've got 2 USBs, 2 HDMI, your old-fashioned auxiliary sound plugs.
Yeah.
That is your Ethernet to hardwire into your internet, and that's obviously a 12-volt power in. I think it's a 12 to 24. Okay. And there's your off, and then this looks like, there's another. I think that's the receiver for the
remote. Okay.
So that is the transformer, and that will plug in, but you have different adapters. So a UK 3-pin will go in and twist, and you have 3-pin, or you can take it out, and there'll be a European 2-pin that will go in and twist.
Oh, I've got it, yeah. Right, let's have a look and see what's in the bag. No. Oh, that's not good. Right, so obviously we've got a standard remote.
So there's the 3-pin.
We've got a couple of batteries for the remote, a couple of screws, which I assume is for the stand, and the 12-volt.
Yes. So we don't call it a cigarette lighter anymore, do we?
No, 12-volt. Well, I still call it a cigarette lighter because everybody knows what that is.
12-volt socket.
Right. Well, is that not the plug?
12-volt plug.
We're a bit pedantic, aren't we, about sockets and plugs? It annoys us both when people say there's a 13 amp plug, and actually what they mean is a socket.
So it's called the Traveller.
Oh, right, here we go.
19-inch Smart Traveller HD TV. We found out there's no point in having 4K on a 19-inch when you're going to sit so close.
Yeah, this was something that when we first were looking, I got in, I think because I'd like to record everything in 4K, I got a little bit hung up on the fact that some of the cheaper ones weren't 4K and
Some
the
are
Avtex
720.
was. 720 is too
And
low.
many were 1080.
Yeah, so HD high definition is 1080p, which is absolutely fine for something 19 inches. Right, okay, so everything's here. I think we need to just watch you do the work and fit it.
So this is where our Avtex TV sits on a drop-down shelf, and the base on the Cello TV is 160, but this is only 140.
That TV looks smaller than the Cello.
It does, yes. So if you look here, this is where I put two hinges back to back that give me a level of articulation that we didn't have before. So we can tilt it now, and it is going to a standard wall mount. Now, if the pitches of the holes on this aren't the same as the Cello, as long as the plate is big enough, I can drill new holes. And actually, there are redundant holes because my articulation modification moved the whole TV about an inch to the left, which meant it clashed. So I had to put new holes in to bring the whole TV across on its bracket. So I'm pretty confident the new TV will go straight onto this mount. So that'll be off. Now I'm going to have to put a socket on the top as well because it's just spinning. I was hoping it would be free enough just to go, but
Do you want me to hold the telly? Have you got it?
well, the nut will come off and then the bolt will hold it, and I can just pull the bolt out afterwards, so there's no great panic. It's not going to drop anywhere.
So looking at the size of that, actually the screen size isn't anywhere near 19 inches.
So that is 19 inches. That's probably only about 16.
Yeah, and when
if
we
that.
put the HDMI, when we HDMI it, for ages we had the wrong aspect ratio, didn't we? So it was really tiny.
TV was about that big.
And then we figured out
And I went into settings.
if you change the aspect ratio, you could fill the screen, but it's still not great. Are girls allowed in the man shed?
The man cave, it's a bit of a mess. I always get around to doing jobs, but I never get around to clearing up afterwards.
Right.
Been busy. It's butterflies. Since the warm weather has started, every day I find another butterfly. If you hold that, I'll let him out.
I was going to say, is he going to be trapped?
I just let one out, and here's another. Yes, standard wall bracket. Take out these nice black screws.
The nice black screws, I suppose the nasty black screws.
So, I've just done it from there, haven't I? So hopefully, yes.
Wouldn't it be lovely if they just line up immediately?
Well, I think it will do. If the dimensions are the same and I'm using the same screw holes here, it should go straight on. So I've only just put this base stand on with these nice black screws, and now I'm going to take it off again. But I had to put it on to
Try it.
to get the dimensions. If you presume it's going to sit dead centre and then it doesn't, and you've wasted a load of time calculating what you presumed would be the case. Do you know what? This is looking hopeful. There you go, this should just come off now. So originally this black U bracket that the TV connects to was bolted straight onto there, and I took it off and got two door hinges which I brought back to back that gave me this articulation. Look at that. I love a little bit of engineering. Anyway, so I digress.
You do digress all the time.
Ah, now we could have a height issue here. So we've got a difference in height.
So does that bracket need to move up?
What I'm thinking I'm probably going to do is, yes, re-drill this bracket rather than... Ah, it's a slider. So in fact, these bolts go through a slot here with a nut on the back. So if I loosen the nut, this bracket should just slide up and down in this slot. Let's get an idea of what height I need so I haven't got to mess about, because I think I'm going to struggle to tighten that. I'll just do it hand tight there before I tighten it, just to check I've got all my clearances, i.e. does this go up? It's tight. What's that touching? Ah, there's a bracket there for this. The front is very slightly tilting forward. I'm looking at where else. Also, there's this large black plastic block that I could trim slightly to get it further back. There's various bits of adjustment I could do if I need to.
Just goes to show that nothing's ever as straightforward as one out, one in, is it? You know, when you're replacing something. The thing is, there's always a solution if you think about it. You just have to think a little bit more laterally, maybe, about how you're going to solve the problem.
I mean, it could be leave that up and I just mount it to here, this. I'd rather use the original cabinet if I can.
Yeah. It does give us a bit more space when we're not watching it, doesn't it? I suppose.
Needs to go further that direction. But there's no, I'm at the edge of my bracket, I'm going to run out. Now I wonder if I turn this bracket up the other way, because these holes are off centre. I might look at, see if there's a possibility of that. Okay. No, I'm not sure it will. I don't know. Let me go and measure and think. Okay, I'm just getting my head around. This is how I got confused before, you see. And I needed my TV to go one direction, which meant it had to go the opposite direction on the bracket. And I couldn't get my head around that, being as simple as I am.
So you had a thought process, have you had a brainwave, I mean?
So I suppose any thought develops. So this bracket has to go that way, but I run out of metal on this bracket. Could I just use a bit of plate like that? Yes. Bolt that to this, trim it off there, and then screw there. So what I've got is a pop riveter. So rather than bolt this to this, I've got plenty of holes to pick up on, and I can pop rivet this to this and then drill holes and bolt through to here. And that should work. Yeah, that should work okay. Because also, is it? No. Okay, still thinking. So the question is, will these little nice black screws be long enough to go through both? Okay.
Moment of truth.
So that has to clear that without this hitting this. This is so tight. But can that go across just a touch because it's articulated? And I've got millimetres spare. It's not an easy fit. That dimension is 428, and that is 430. I've only got 2 millimetres.
either end.
And it fits. Ooh. I didn't plan that.
Show off.
But,
but does it catch? Because it was
what I'm concerned about
before.
is this scraping against the screen.
What is that?
It's a bracket for this latch.
Oh.
I'm almost tempted to move that latch around the side like that is, but the reason I put it there is because this mounting bracket's here.
Jeez.
So that's absolutely back now. Yeah, that and but it's touching. That's what concerns me. And what's that catching now? Oh, there you go. So it was just catching.
Oh no, if it's that close you're going to scratch the screen, aren't you?
Yeah. Right, let's take that out then. So what I could do, I could take that bracket off that I'm scared is going to scratch and see if the TV goes. But I was trying to put the TV up and it was sticking on something. I don't know what.
I honestly thought this was going to be a half-hour job and we were going to go out for the afternoon.
Not as tight as it could have been, but this job has gone on for a long time now. But yes, that's given me quite good support. And once it's fixed in position and stained,
Just got to give it a bit of a rattle.
So yes, I think a toggle here. So many challenges trying to get a square peg to fit into a round hole, or a square TV to fit into a cabinet. I think the other cabinet was specific around the sizes of the Adtex.
Right, I've been away for a little while, so I mean, how many hours has that been?
Oh, lots.
I think we started...
But once I start engineering, I just get lost in it, you know. But every step of the way, you know, the cabinet was a bit too narrow in width, so I had to take lumps out.
a bit dark in here. Shall we have some lights?
The bracket that fitted to the back was too small for the positions I needed, so I had to make the bracket.
We tied it up a bit in here as well.
Then places where the latches went could no longer go. So we've still got this popper, as before.
Right.
But on this side we had to have a toggle.
Look.
Just a little toggle, just like that.
Oh yeah.
And then down it comes.
That looks really neat actually. So you've cut out some spacers.
Yeah, so I need to support it because the centre of the TV isn't at the centre of the bracket. It tilts,
yeah.
So it needed supports. I did the cutouts,
yes,
to free up these speakers. But we may find that once we pull it forward and tilt it, the speakers are free of this support batten
and
anyway.
You put the sort of stop block.
So there's a little stop here because that's 328 and that gap is 335. So there's only about 7 millimetres of gap. And because this is articulated, it can move. So there's a stop there and also a stop at the back because its forward back position is important. So when you take it out and then you put it back, you've got to make sure it's all the way to the right so it touches that stop, and all the way to the back because there's a stop at the back. Yeah, and if you do that, it should go up. And if you don't do that, if you don't touch that stop, it'll clip this side. If you don't get the stop at the back, the screen will touch this.
But such a tight fit, isn't it?
I have millimetres all round.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, and have you tried it and is it all working?
I have, and we have Netflix and iPlayer so far.
So have you tried it? It's all logged into the account, or do I?
Yes, no, I've logged into both this and the Netflix account. So I have the 3-in-1 12 volt. So at the top is 12 volts coming in, 3-way splitter, 3 little buttons. We have Fluetti, TV, and Wi-Fi, so I can just turn the Blue SU off just like that. I've got to tidy this up because it just needs to be routed tidily, but that's a minor thing.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, it was a bit of a challenge, wasn't it? But I mean, the picture quality looks pretty good on that.
Yes.
We've certainly got a bigger screen to look at.
Yes. So it's not as tidy as I'd like it to be, but then I had to adapt a lot of things.
Actually, I think this looks tidier than it did before with the bracket underneath.
I mean, it may be that we decide it hasn't got to have cutaways and I'll make a solid one.
Can we take this off now?
All that can come off now.
I feel like that was a
marathon.
An hour job that took 6.
Well, you see, if I've done a job before and know exactly how to do it, I know how long to allocate. This was a complete unknown.
So if you've just got a standard bracket on the wall of the van, it wouldn't have been a problem. It's just the fact that we were trying to fit it into a gap.
An existing.
That it just didn't want to fit into, but you did it.
So yes, it would have been easier just to leave that cupboard closed, have that as a waste of space, and put a bracket on the wall. However, I don't like taking the easy route.
No, and also we'd have then had to drill into, make holes or have some way of securing it onto either the wood or the van.
That's true.
And then when we do sell the van, if we do take this TV out and put the old one in, you'd end up with random holes. So I'm glad you've been able to get it into.
Yes, it can all go back to how it was, and there's very little modification to the van.
Yeah. Right, we just need another trip to go and watch our telly. So anyway, guys, I have no idea how long this is going to be by the time I've edited it. We've probably got about 4 hours of footage because I recorded a lot of it. But I think it's interesting because I think what I hope it showed is that sometimes jobs don't go to plan. Even jobs that you think are going to be really simple don't go to plan. But I guess the big lesson really is, well, it's a lesson that you solve, it's a problem you solve every single day of your life, is that there's generally a fix if you just take your time and think about what you need to do. And I have to say, I'm not great at that. That's your forte. What would you add?
I think I'm fortunate that I have the facilities. I needed a bit of 15mm wood and I had it. And I've collected lots of bits of junk over the years, never thrown anything away. And that gives me the ability of putting things together. Had I had no resources, I'd be down the hardware shop every 2 minutes, buying another bit of something to see if it'll do the job.
I think as well, you've got the experience and skill from many, many years of engineering to see a problem and think, oh, how can I solve this?
6 years worth?
Yeah, you might have learned a thing or two.
45 years.
And, chances are somebody else might be watching this going, whoa, I'd have done it differently. I'd have done it, a different way. But, you've worked with what you've got, and now we've got a television that looks neat enough.
If I still wanted it in that cabinet, I can't think of anything I wouldn't have done the way I did it. I might have had a couple of shortcuts because I could see 3 steps ahead that I couldn't today. But no, it's fine. I'll leave it like that, and I'll probably be happy with it. And actually, yes, that little base with the cutouts doesn't look odd. It just looks like a feature.
It does. The only thing I would say, if it was that big an issue, which it isn't, I'd say paint it black.
Right.
Because the black would blend in with the TV, and it would look like a stand for the TV, as opposed to it being a different type of wood to the shelf.
It wouldn't be difficult to take that off and spray it black.
Brilliant. Okay, right. We'll leave it there and we'll talk to you again very soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.